Welcome to the Be Battle Ready podcast, Daily Battle Edition, episode number 16. And today I'm going to talk about the clarity of your vision determines the clarity of your focus. So sit back and let's dig into this. All right, so here is what I mean by this. So I put this post up on Instagram the other day, and little quote post, and it said the clarity of your vision will determine the clarity of your focus. So if, the reason why I say this is I go back to the times that I didn't know I had this indecisive moment. I would jump from one thing to the next. And, I ended up losing at one point, like a vision, putting a vision away, and put it on the back burner, or even just abandoning what I currently had prior. So I had no vision. So I ended up having focus in every little thing. Certain things would pull me in different directions. And it's not just with myself I see this. I've seen this with other business owners and that. I was having a conversation with a coaching client last week about, kind of what he's up to, what he's focusing on, and it seemed that he was everywhere and everything and not focusing on the core product, the core service offering that he has within his business that is producing his revenue, and not focusing on the customer and the key way to get those customers and improving upon that. So it just seems that he's just jumping everywhere. So there's no clear vision beyond, what's going to happen this month or next month. And instead of building something that's going to be sustainable for long term. And the easiest way to experience, if you've experienced this, is that if you go out with a group of friends and you're like, hey, let's hang out Saturday night. And that's where you guys leave it. And yeah, you guys are focused on hanging out Saturday night. When it comes to Saturday night, you guys are, hey, what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? And you go back and forth until if someone just says, oh, let's go do this. Funny. When we go hang out with my sister-in-law and her fiance, it's a lot like this. So my sister-in-law, my wife, and my sister-in-law's fiance kind of go back and forth. We've done this before, and I'm like, okay, let's just go here and make a decision. So the thing is that every little thing that's new and shiny and everything else, if you don't have a clear vision and clear purpose behind that vision as well, then you're going to be jumping around. So how does this relate to what you're doing starting your business or even in your business? And how does it identify? How does that really relate? Sometimes it feels a little foofy and it's not real work. But in the essence, it's the beacon for which your work will be built upon or built toward. So, working with, another client, the thing that you need to focus on prior to this is identifying, is creating the possibility, because sometimes you don't know where to go because you don't understand the true possibility of what you could create. So the vision is one thing, is if you do that, and then if you can just create that vision to guide you and to bring you back on course of what you are creating, where you're going. Because if you consider this as a roadmap, right? If you go, hey, I want to go cross country, and you don't identify all the things that you want to do within that trip, then it's going to be a messy, inadvertent little road. And your roadmap or the path that you travel will be all over the place. So if you start with the beacon of the clarity of your vision, then you're going to be guided throughout your time. So my question for you today is where have you lacked vision? In your life and like what you're up to and all that? Where have you lacked vision? In your business, where is it lacking vision? Because I believe that every little every part of your business that you enter into, if it's an event, if it's a campaign, you've got to have a vision for that. So one of the tools that we use and I use with my clients, I used in the past, I've called it a structure doc. And the first thing that it starts off with what's the objective, aka the vision of this, right? So this doesn't just turn into this foofy thing you do to start your business or to plan your year. And the thing is, you take these good ideas, these good tools, and you've got to figure out how to apply them. So one application, if you're going to have an event, you're going to have a campaign, is like, what's your vision for the event? And then it's like, then you've got to back that with like quantifiable matrix. What are the goals? What are the outputs of this? So it's just an example of that. These systems that you put within your business are very important. If you break this into a system, into a way of doing things, it's one of the things that helped us like execute events very well. Structure doc. It was annoying getting it taught to the staff because I felt like, oh, structure doc, just over and over again, keep repeating it. And like, okay, let's build this. And then it starts off with that vision. Like, what do we want to create? And I was in a networking, I believe it was 2 weeks ago, and a guy was talking about vision boards. And I thought, what if there's a process to this that you could create? Like, if you're going to create something, you have this step process of incorporating vision boards. And I was like, well, before the vision board, why don't you like just do a brain dump to clear all that out? And I get that it's like, man, it takes time, and there's this story about how to, there's a story about it's taking too much time to get to work. I think in that type of situation, you've got to have faith that by doing this, you're going to get clarity of vision and clarity of purpose. And it all comes down to focus, to aim yourself like a sniper at the target and go after it. So where are you lacking vision? Or let's reverse that. Where are you lacking focus because your vision hasn't been clarified? And what can you do right now to just step back and create more clarity in your vision, to create more focus? I think that boils down to productivity in that if you don't have a clear mission for the week, I talked about this on Instagram yesterday, if you don't have a clear mission, then you're not going to have a clear focus. So I'd love to hear your feedback. I'd love to hear where you're at. If you're a aspiring entrepreneur or you have a business and you need to create more clarity, more focus by building what I call battle plans in your marketing, sales, fulfillment, and leadership, reach out to me. I'd love to hear where you're at, where you want to go, your challenges, and how we can basically work together to help improve that. If that's the case, head over to battlereadybusiness.com and check out the website. There is an icon there that says work with me, and we can go from there. So until next time, I'll talk to you soon, and you have a great day.